Alright, so we're at the end of my Mission Impossible series reviews, ending with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. So Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is about the Syndicate. The Syndicate is basically, as Benji says in the movie, an anti-MIF, I always get confused, IMF, and they basically had to go bring down the Syndicate while also proving that it's real, because people in the IMF don't believe it's real, like Alec Baldwin's character in the movie, and basically it's just bring them down and act your plot. And this movie is awesome, to say the least. Like, holy crap. I was actually really surprised, even though I heard amazing things. I was actually genuinely surprised with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. The first scene where, well, it's in the trailer, he's hanging from the airplane that you see on this poster right here, and that was like marketed as the big thing in the movie. That's the first scene in the movie, not giving much away there. That was perfect. Perfect marketing strategy. I love that. And the action and stunt work, like all the other ones, is fantastic. Cinematography is just gorgeous. The acting is great. Tom Cruise is very committed to his roles always. The team has great chemistry. And Rebecca Ferguson, I saw in Hercules with The Rock last year. Holy crap! Not just is she attractive, she kicks some behind. Whoa. Yeah, she was a big surprise, even though I heard a lot about her. And I love how they gave Jeremy Renner and Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames more to do in this movie, because they kind of had limited roles in like the last couple movies. I mean, I know Jeremy Renner hasn't been in any of them, but Ghost Protocol in this. And if you're wondering, this is my favorite of the series so far. And the way they use tension, like they used like the tension from the first movie, but all these big action set pieces for this from Ghost Protocol to build this nice balance to the two, and you're always on the edge of your seat, and there's amazing action. Like, as I said, stunt work is fantastic. Everything about the action is amazing. Like, holy crap. The scale on of the action is amazing. There is this underwater sequence that had me really like gripping my fists, and I was like, ooh, this is intense. And I had to loosen up a bit, because I was like, oh. Like, when you had to loosen up your fists just because of how intense something is, that is amazing. That is what you need to have for a movie. Especially a big summer blockbuster like this. It's not just a great action movie, it's a great Mission Impossible movie and a great Mission Impossible story. Like, I found myself really wrapped up in the story, weirdly enough, because really none of the Mission Impossible movies have really ever intrigued me as story movies, except for maybe the first one, and that was about it. The other ones just seem like really good action movies to me. And don't get me wrong, I love the last two movies, but they were really just big action movies. The third one was just a big adrenaline rush, and this is too, but this has time to balance out with all the spy espionage crap going on, and that is very interesting as well, surprisingly, as again, something movies like Captain America the Winter Soldier did very well, so I applaud it for that. And yeah, overall the story is very solid, probably the best one of the franchise to date, most structural, if that's a word, story. And speaking of best things in the series so far, the villain, played by Sean Harris, I don't know, it's Sean Harris, and his voice kind of got on my nerves for a bit there, but it became very creepy and menacing, and he became like this really, like, this guy that you don't want to be around, and I really like that, because that is just creepy, and I like that. He was a great villain, is what I'm trying to put out there. And the humor from the last couple movies, well, I guess technically the Ghost Protocol is just Ghost Protocol, That's fantastic. That's mixed into the action well. Um, Simon Pegg is given more to do as Benji in this movie, and he is fantastic. Simon Pegg does not get enough credit. Like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End. These are good movies, and he is fantastic in them. And he's a very underrated actor, and yeah, he's just fantastic overall. And as I said, Tom Cruise, we're just going to talk about him just for a moment, because we already talked about Rebecca Ferguson and some of the supporting cast. We haven't really talked about Tom Cruise specifically. Once again, he does all his own stunts. He learned how to hold his breath for 6 minutes. He actually held on to the airplane, the cargo plane, I guess. What do you really call it? The cargo plane in this movie. Like, he was really strapped to that thing. Holy crap. That is amazing. And he can ride a motorcycle. Like, there's this big, extravagant motorcycle chase, and it is amazing. It's one of the best motorcycle chases I've ever seen, ever. And overall, it's fantastic. And as I mentioned before, the team has perfect chemistry. Everyone works together perfectly. They bounce off of each other well when there's humor, and it's overall very intriguing to watch. And yeah, all the action set pieces are fantastic. So what else can you want from a Mission Impossible movie? It is everything I wanted it to be, and maybe even more. I actually didn't expect to give it a high rating, like a very high rating. I was kind of contemplating the ratings, but we'll get to that in a moment, because there's one flaw I found with this movie. My one flaw with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is that it does suffer from some spy action movie cliches at times, and then dragged it down just a bit. And besides that, it's overall fantastic. It's neck and neck with Inside Out for best movie of the year. So yeah, overall it's a blast. I'd highly recommend you see Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. And I'm going to give Mission Impossible Rogue Nation an A. It is just a non-stop adrenaline thrill ride, and it is just awesome. It's everything I want action movies to be. Finally. I mean, we got Mad Max this year, we got Kingsman, we got some good action movies this year, but this is the one that delivered it all for me. And man, wow, I'm like speechless. I love this movie. Like, I didn't expect to love this movie. I knew I'd really enjoy it, but I didn't expect it to be the best one in the series so far. And I'm so excited to see Mission Impossible 6. So that was my review of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. For future reviews, I am going to do the 3 Fantastic Four live action movies. I don't want to, really, but I'm going to do them because I feel like I kind of need to. Because Fantastic Four comes out next week, and I feel like I'm obligated to. I hate those movies, but we're going to do it. Like, first I'm going to start out with the Fantastic Four from 1994. And weirdly enough, then I'm gonna do the 2005 and 7. You know the newer ones, Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. So that is my review of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. We have finally made it to the end of this series, and yeah, so peace.